So on Easter Sunday, my friend Josh was baptized into Christ, born again. It was a long journey, but we do kind of a neat thing. We ask if you want to, you can have people in the baptistry with you who really have meant a lot to your spiritual journey. And so Josh asked a lot of people to be in the baptistry with him. But I want to tell you why that is, and I think it says something about what happens at our church. But I hope it'll inspire you to realize that a lot of us play a part in people coming to Jesus. So Josh first got invited to Hillcrest by a friend named Dakota. Now, Dakota, at the time he invited Josh, was pretty involved at church, pretty active. But Dakota will drift out for a while, then he'll come back, and he has a hard time staying on his path. He gets distracted and chases other things for a while and comes back. But you never know what kind of seeds get planted. He asked Josh. Josh started coming and it stuck. Josh kept coming. Now, there were three guys that were really influential to Josh because he would go to the young adult college ministry, mostly young adults, I think, maybe campus some. But Zach, our campus minister, oversees kind of both those ministries and does a lot of teaching. Zach became really influential to Josh, Zach's teaching, and Kyle does a lot of teaching in that program, and especially with the young adults, and that really impacted Josh, and he really appreciated Kyle. And then John also was one of our interns for a while, works in those programs, but John especially became a mentor to Josh. In fact, when Josh was on the streets for a while, John and Kyle, who were roommates, took Josh in and let him stay with them, going above and beyond and taking care of Josh. Then in all of this, as he was processing with all this, one of our guys that recently came back to the Lord, Andy kind of started Andy knew Dakota's dad, and so he got to know Dakota, and then he knew Josh, and Josh needed kind of a father figure, someone to help him, coach him, mentor him, and so Andy began to do that. Began to let Josh on occasion stay with him when Josh was between places to stay, helped him get a job, helped get him to work, helped coach him in life skills and spiritual things, did Bible studies with him. And then, of course, Josh got really involved in the Jesus Journey class, came and heard me teaching in there, and Kevin and Nathan and others, and got involved in watching people and listening to people. Our whole Jesus Journey group started praying for him. We met a couple of times to talk through what it meant, maybe three times, to talk about what it meant to follow Jesus and how that would look. And Andy brought him several times to talk to me. And then Josh decided he wanted to be born again, but he really wanted to be sure he really meant it. And so he took about 6 weeks, almost 2 months, to pray into that decision. And then he made that decision, and it was close to Easter, so he decided he wanted to be baptized on that Easter. And I really appreciated Josh because, like we've had a couple of times, we had some other people who were making decisions about Jesus. And if that was Josh's Sunday, they didn't want to interfere. And Josh was like, no, everybody that wants to needs to be baptized. And we ended up baptizing, by the way, 4 people, some of whom stories you will hear on Easter Sunday. And so I appreciate Josh for a lot of things. But what I really appreciate were the 10 or 12 men that poured into Josh's life and helped him see Jesus and learn Jesus. So here's the thing for you. When you pour into someone's life who's not a believer, it sometimes takes a village to bring him in to the village. And that's what happened with Josh. This is Steve Ridgel being thankful for all my friends who were part of that.